Do I need to be buying seeds? No, but kind of yes, because I'm in a new growing zone. Hey friends, welcome back. I just got a package of seeds, assorted seeds, and I did quite a bit of garden content last year. Some of you liked it, some of you hated it, some of you just wanted me to only do indoor plants. Too bad. I love outdoor gardening, and I think that if you love houseplants, you will love outdoor gardening if you ever have time and space. I started as an outdoor gardener. That was my first passion before I got into houseplants. All of this to say is that I am gonna be continuing the garden content. If you like that, awesome. I already got some seeds for the spring. It is January, and honestly, our growing season doesn't start until May. Here, I'm in a colder climate now, so I do have a shorter growing season, but I find ordering seeds in the winter just is a nice thing to do because you can start preparing and thinking about spring. I love winter too, but I do miss gardening. Anyway, so as I was saying, I am now in a colder climate, Zone 3 Canada. Apparently the zones are different in the US, but it gets cold here. It can go to minus 40 degrees Celsius, and it is a shorter growing season here than where I was before. However, in some ways, the cooler climate can be nice. Where I was before, in August, it would be so hot and dry that a lot of plants would die outside. Even if you were watering them every day, they just couldn't take it. And a lot of plants such as lettuce, you might get one harvest and then they would bolt. They would bolt almost immediately. And so that kind of reduced a lot of things that you can grow there. That being said, there are a lot of plants that need a longer growing period to mature. For example, eggplants. I could grow there, but I can't grow here because they just need too long. I mean, maybe if I started them indoors in January, maybe I could get some eggplants, but I'm not gonna bother. So I did treat myself to some seeds. This is definitely not the last seed haul of the winter. I know for sure there are already some seeds that are on their way. I am just excited to experiment with this new climate. So I treated myself to some new seeds. I still have all of my seeds from my past garden, and I will use them. I'm gonna still be planting a lot of the basics that I planted last year. I saved some seeds, but again, because I was changing climates, I didn't wanna save tomato seeds, for example. I just find that it's better to save seeds of plants that you have grown in this climate, or maybe get them from a neighbor. So I didn't save a ton of seeds last year, but I do have a lot of seeds still. So do I need to be buying seeds? No. But kind of yes, because I'm in a new growing zone. A lot of these are flower seeds. This house had a lot of gardens already, but very few perennials. So I did put in some spring bulbs. Because this is zone 3, a lot of perennials, plants that are perennials in other zones, will not be perennial here. They will just die every year. So that's kind of annoying. But spring bulbs are good. But anyway, I bought a lot of annual flower seeds. So first one up, these are all from West Coast Seeds, by the way. This beautiful zinnia. And zinnias, you can direct sow. I might start this early in pots just so that we have the blooms a little bit earlier. I do think those zinnias don't really like to be transplanted, so we'll see. Maybe I will just direct sow. Direct sow is so much easier, but I find that you don't really get flowers till August. And again, in this climate, we might not even get them till September, which is okay, but in the summer you want flowers. So I haven't decided yet if I'm gonna direct sow these or not, but I just thought the color looks so cool. Hopefully it looks as cool as it does in the photo. Mostly double and semi-double blooms, so that's cool. Small percentage of singles. Cool. And that is called Queenie Lime Red. Cosmos. Okay, Cosmos I didn't really get into in my last house because I had so many perennials. I planted perennials in every single bed every flower bed that I made was full of perennials, which I loved because I had such a long growing season. There would just always be flowers. And cosmos get really, really tall and they really fill in whatever space you put them in, which can be a good thing if you're trying to fill a lot of space. But in my beds, they were just so full of perennials that I didn't really have space for cosmos. I would always admire cosmos in other people's gardens, but just didn't really go for them in my own gardens. But now I have all these empty garden beds that need filling. Well, in my opinion, they need filling. And so I thought I should get some cosmos. These are rose bonbon, fully double curled flowers, appear in soft pink on upright plants. Excited. Okay, these are new to me, called gomphrenias. What I liked about these, what stood out about these, is that they bloom more late summer, when often we don't have a lot of blooms, right? The spring blooms are all gone and we don't yet have like the fall bloomers. So midsummer, late summer, there isn't often a lot of flowers, but apparently that is when they flower, flowering from summer to fall. So I thought these would be cute, just like in planters. I got the white ones. There was a few different colors, but I got the white ones because I thought those would just kind of highlight the other flowers, but also be a nice filler. So gomphrena, I've never grown this or even heard of it until I saw it in the catalog and decided to try it out. Next one is snapdragons, and this one is called Rainbow Mix. So just a mix of snapdragons. I love snapdragons because they bloom a lot. Like they bloom for almost the whole season. These snapdragons I had in my old house were perennials. They just kind of came back every year. These are annuals. I think they would be annuals anywhere, and you are recommended to start them indoors like a few weeks before frost, 8 to 10 weeks before the last frost. So I will do that. Snapdragons also attract hummingbirds and bees. Hummingbirds were such a big part of my garden in my old house. Hummingbirds do exist in this colder climate. They are here, but you do need to work a little bit harder to attract them. So red trumpet shaped flowers are what they want. So planting snapdragons is, you know, hopefully a good way to attract them. This variety are quite tall, 91 centimeters tall. So that's cool. They will hopefully sort of attract the hummingbirds, call them over. I would love to have hummingbirds here too. I will put out my feeder and just hope that they come. Where I lived before, there was a lot of fruit trees, which hummingbirds love. They love the cherry trees and all that, which is not as much of a thing here. This video is basically just me comparing my old garden to what I hope this garden will be like. So snapdragons, beautiful. They are generally pretty easygoing. Once you get them started, they will just bloom all season. So I figured I should get a few of those. Nasturtiums are like, I feel like nasturtiums should be in every single garden, vegetable garden, flower garden. You can eat the leaves, you can eat the flowers. Hummingbirds also love nasturtiums. Hummingbirds used to just sort of perch in my veggie garden and go at the nasturtiums. These ones are called Tip Top Alaska Salmon, and they are pink-ish, salmon colored, which is really cool. Nasturtiums are so easy to grow. You just throw the seeds in the ground and they pop up. This one does actually look, oh yeah, mottled foliage. So the foliage is also variegated. Nasturtiums tend to be sort of red-orange. And then the foliage can be variegated or not. These are just so good everywhere. They attract pollinators, and if you like to put flowers in salad, these are great flowers to add to salad. They're kind of spicy, kind of like horseradishy, but they look really pretty and they stay pretty in the salad. They don't wilt right away. So I love nasturtiums. I can't imagine growing a garden without them. This is also a new flower to me called Didiscus. I have never heard of this at all. I am also going to be starting these seeds indoors a few weeks before the last frost. These apparently grow up to 60 centimeters tall, and the bloom looks crazy. It kind of reminds me of a Hoya bloom, which is really cool. I got the lace pink variety. I know nothing about this. I just thought it would be a good sort of fill. I know nothing about these, but apparently they're fairly easy to grow. And so I picked them up because I'm experimenting. Okay, last but not least, there's no photo on this package, which is too bad. These are strawberry blonde marigolds. Marigolds are also, they're kind of like the nasturtiums. Like I feel like you need marigolds in your garden. Like I feel like they just add so much. They add a pop of color, but pollinators also love them. And there are all kinds of different types of marigolds. Most of them are orange and yellow, but you can get white ones. And these strawberry blonde ones were like kind of pinky. So it's fun to try different types, but I would just never grow a garden without marigolds. I feel like they just add so much. They do also bloom through the entire season, which is really cool. So those are actually all of my seeds, and I'm realizing those were all flower seeds. So when I said I was gonna be experimenting with different veggies, I apparently am not at that phase yet. I just ordered all flowers. So I will probably be getting more seeds soon. And if you enjoy this type of video, let me know. I will do more seed hauls. I think it's just fun to talk about. Like I myself, in a selfish way, enjoy talking about my garden because it gets me excited. I like this kind of content. I look at other people's gardening planning videos or their seed hauls because it gives me ideas, especially if, you know, they're kind of similar gardeners to me, or even if they're not, then it makes me think about things I could perhaps try in my garden. Anyway, I hope you're doing wonderful. If you are a gardener, are you already planning for the spring? Are you getting your seeds ready, or am I just crazy? I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Bye.